YouTubians. Told you I was gonna keep saying that. Well, it is a really nice Tuesday afternoon. I just got off work not too long ago. The weather's nice. Not too many clouds, and well, no, there's a lot more clouds than I thought. It's partly sunny. Sun's going down. The temperature's going down with it. Feels good. Unfortunately, though, I won't be able to enjoy it as much as I would like, because a friend of mine called me up and asked me to come over. He's been going through some stuff, personal stuff, for a while now, and he wants to get some shit off his chest, and I feel flattered. No, that's not the word. I'm honored that he trusts me enough, he thinks highly enough of me to confide in me. Man, that sun is bright. To confide in me that he can be vulnerable, you know, with me, with his personal issues. I hope that's making sense. So yeah, that's where I'm headed now. Well, first, before I get there, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna get us something to eat. He said he hadn't ate in like a couple days, so I'm gonna get us something to eat. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna get just yet, but after I do that, I'm gonna head over to his place, and I'm gonna be there until he doesn't need me to be there. As little boys, as young men, we're taught these life lessons, and I'll put lessons in air quotes. And these lessons are things like boys don't cry, take it like a man, suck it up, don't be a pussy. And you've heard a bunch of those. And I'm not saying that those lessons aren't valid in their own way, because they come in handy in preparing you for life. Because we all know life just ain't fair. And again, I can't speak for the female side of things, but for a man, life is especially hard. And while those lessons play their part in toughening us up in some ways to prepare us for this hard life of ours, and in their own ways, they also make things a lot more difficult for us. It makes it hard for us to manage our emotions in a responsible way. I don't know if I'm making sense with any of this, but I'm just gonna keep talking. You know, a lot of us, us being men, we internalize a lot of our stresses, and we put on a good face in front of the people that we care about because we don't want them to worry about us. And keeping all that in for a long time can be really detrimental to a person's health. It can lead to, high blood pressure. It can lead to other mental issues. It can lead to gastric issues, ulcers and stomach ulcers and shit like that. And then sometimes a man can just snap and decide he just doesn't give a fuck anymore. That's happening a lot more frequently these days. And as men, we've developed some coping mechanisms. Some are better than others. We develop hobbies like going to the gym, riding motorcycles, fixing up an old car, things like that. Maybe playing pool, or it doesn't have to be anything especially physical, but something to take your mind off of whatever's stressing you, And then some men develop some not so good habits and find themselves in all different kinds of addictions and potentially ruin their lives. Some men find their way out of it. A lot of men don't. And then a small percentage of men make the ultimate commitment and just decide that, you know what, I can't take it no more, and I won't take it no more. And they just end it all. By the way, that small percentage of men is growing year after year after year. This wasn't exactly where I was planning to go with this video, but we just had Men's Mental Health Awareness Month for the month of June. And I think it's kind of a shame, really, that we only think about that once a month. Because us as men, we know that we don't have these stresses and struggles only in the month of June. So I'm gonna try to do my part to remind myself and remind any of you fellas that's watching, all two of you, to reach out to a friend. Hopefully you've got that one person in your life that you can confide in and really break down the things that are going on in your life. And it doesn't have to be bad things, right? Tell them the good shit too. We reinforce these negative things about our lives. I mean men, that we're all in this alone and nobody's gonna help us. And I'm guilty of it too. Hell, I've taught my son that same lesson. And we got to do a better job of reaching out to each other and checking in on each other. If you don't have anybody that you can talk to, then you know there's resources. They're out there. They're not many. I'll give you that much. There's not nearly as many as there are for females, which may be part of the problem. But there's resources you can reach out to and just talk to somebody if you're feeling especially low. I mean, shit, we don't know each other, but if you just really need to vent, I'll listen. I'm not going to tell you that I can solve your problems or anything like that, but most times all we really need to do is just have somebody just listen to us, you know? That's pretty much what I'm going to go do today. Just listen. I'm kind of rambling. I'm all over the place. And I know a good chunk of this is probably not making sense. But hopefully it'll reach somebody's ears and make them think about that one friend that they know of that's not doing so well in whatever situation, you know? Or maybe you're that person that's not doing so well and you've been reluctant to reach out. We're not as alone as we think we are. That idea that we're alone, that so many of us have, is what we have in common. Kind of ironic, right? We all think the same thing. We all think that we're alone. So I think I beat that conversation up enough. So I'm just gonna ride my little scooter on off into the sunset. Man, it is windy today though. We may or may not have a storm headed our way. I think the smart people in the weather place is trying to figure out if we're doomed or not. In any case, I'm going to start preparing now because I just need to be prepared. I'm not as prepared as I should be. So I'm going to start stocking up on stuff just to have it because, you know, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. I should be more prepared than what I am. I think I figured out what I'm gonna eat though. There's a little Italian place that's not far from his house. I'm gonna stop over there and see about some spaghetti and meatballs. I haven't had that in a really long time. I know they have it there. I hope it's good. Maybe I'll just get like a couple of calzones or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just realizing too that the sun is pretty bright. Well, it's not so bad in the camera, so. Well, yes, it is. I just checked. I know typically when you watch YouTube videos, the person that's talking will have like a camera pointing at the scenery, and then occasionally have the camera pointing back at them, and then they do all that stuff back and forth. But I figured, you know what, you can't really see me anyway, and I kind of like the way the sky looks, so I figured I'd just share it with y'all. This nice sunset we got going here. And here soon, when I make this big right turn to go down the highway, you might even get a catch a glimpse of the ocean. You never know. Another topic though, I've been looking into some safety gear for riding. I have some stuff, but I'm not nearly as safe as I should be. And I know it's easy to overdo it, right? You can get all the pads and all the stuff and just be uncomfortable. But they're coming out with more stuff now that's a little more comfortable. It's a little more stylish, and it's a little more affordable. So I've been online, I've been shopping around, checking out some stuff. I'm in the market for some new rain gear, that's for sure. I'm curious to hear what kind of rain gear you folks use. I go through rain gear pretty quick. I don't understand how I'm so hard on my rain gear, because all I do is sit on a motorcycle when I wear it. But man, it just does not last long. The last pair of pants that I had, I was lucky to get 6 months out of it. And it's not like I wear it every day. I like those pants. I wouldn't mind getting another pair of them. They were only 50 bucks. So I figure, you know, $100 a year for rain pants, that's not too bad. But the downside of those pants are they are really hot. Not fun to wear in the summertime at all. They're not your typical plastic bag type rain gear. It's like it's almost like adventure riding pants. You know, you've seen those guys that ride the adventure bikes, and they've got the whole ensemble with all the pockets and zippers and stuff everywhere. That's the kind of pants they wear. It's almost like you're gonna ride a snowmobile. Like I said, they were good when it was cooler around here, especially when you ride up in the mountains. It keeps you pretty warm, but they do not breathe at all. So wearing them in the summertime was miserable. Even in the rain, I didn't want to put them on. You'd almost feel like you're just better off just getting wet. So I'm shopping, seeing what's what. I do want to check out some of these mesh riding shirts though that I've been seeing. See if I can find, you know, a couple of those at a good price. I have some gloves. They don't fit very well. They're really motocross gloves. So if I was to wipe out, you know, here on the street doing 55, 60 miles an hour and I'm sliding, I don't have much confidence that those gloves are going to help me. So I need to invest in some good leather gloves with some knuckle protection and all that good stuff. What really got me looking into that is a video I was watching a few nights ago. There was a YouTuber by the name of Doodle on a Motorcycle. She was riding a motorcycle that she had just had built, custom motorcycle she had built. And she was doing, you know, the speed that I'm doing right now, about 55, 60 miles an hour. And she had a freak accident just out of nowhere. She had a big death wobble. And the bike just went out from under, low-sided. And she didn't tumble very much. It was more like a slide, but she did hit the ground pretty hard. And while she did have some injuries, she had some scrapes and, you know, stuff like that, jacked up her knee. She really came out on the better side of things, you know, considering, because she was wearing, you know, all the right gear. She had riding pants made specially for motorcycles, and she had the pads in them. She had on a leather jacket. I don't think there were any pads in the jacket, but it was a leather jacket so it could take a slide. She had on her helmet. I always wear my helmet though, so that's always a given. And then she had on gloves, which I'm not wearing right now either. So I need to step up my safety game. Start being a little bit more responsible. Alright, well, this is pretty much the end of this part of the ride. I'm gonna zip in here and get us some food once this light turns. And from there, I'm headed to his house. I'm not gonna show you where he lives or nothing. So I'm gonna end it here. I think this is a good ending spot. What am I supposed to say? Let me see, I'm not good at this. So y'all take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And don't forget, I think it was another YouTuber that said it before too. Bodine52. I think that's his name. You know, he said call a friend, or hug a friend, or something like that. Do that. Do that. Whatever he said, do that. And bye.